Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make a GUI pop up if you trigger a proximity prompt or click on the part or something like that. Okay, so first of all, let's make our GUI. So of course we need a screen GUI, and we can make a frame. We can color it whatever we want. We can even call it custom GUI. Just for this purpose, so it's easier to identify. Then we can make it text, maybe add a stroke and put it on border, I don't know. Okay, sure, yeah, that works. Okay, so basically you get it. You take your GUI and now I will actually teach you something before turning it visible and invisible. So select all the frames, so not this, but just the frames that have some visible content. Go to plugins and let me just find it. Okay, auto scale light. So I think this plugin is still free. If not, then I don't know, buy it or something. At the position, click scale, and size, click scale. Now it's optimized, so if we resize this, it will resize with the window and it stays all good like that. So we don't have any problems if you're playing on the phone or your screen is weird or something like that. Okay, so now what we can do is actually make this visible. So the main frame, turn it off, and now let's make a part and for it. Okay, so we can call this trigger 1. So in this script, or actually first we'll make a proximity prompt, then add the script to the proximity prompt. Now local prompt equals script.parent. Then we need to make prompt dot trigger ended and put trigger ended if hold duration is bigger than 0. So if it's like 0.5, then put the trigger ended. But if it's on 0, you can just put triggered. So yeah, in this case I'll put trigger ended. Then connect to the function, and here type in player. So we know that which player triggered the prompt. Okay, and I know why the AI is suggesting this, but we won't do that. Then go player.player GUI, find for child, custom GUI dot frame, and we can actually make this a variable, local main frame equals. Okay, so now we have this main frame, and okay, so no, not math, main frame dot visible equals true. Okay, and now if we join in and we hold it, as you can see it becomes visible. Okay, but now we need to close it and also make it not glitch, so it can be visible if it's already visible. So then we can add if statement, and you can copy this, put it here, add another equal sign, then and as you can see the AI is already suggesting it. So then false, else if, and we can copy this, put it in here, make it false, then true. Okay, so now if we trigger it, there's our GUI, and if we trigger it again, it goes invisible. I put the hold duration to 0.5, so you can't really spam it, but if it's like on 0, you can make a debounce. So I'll teach you how to do that. So local debounce equals false. So at the start is false, So we allow this to trigger it, and then if debounce, actually we put not debounce, no, my bad, if debounce, then debounce equals true, we can paste this inside of here, and we can also make the prompt.enabled equals false, so the prompt is false. And then we can add actually not actually inside of here, we can add the task.wait, for example 3 seconds, debounce equals false, and prompt.enabled equals true, so it re-enables it back again. Okay, so now if we trigger it, okay, something doesn't work. Let's see, why does it not work? We don't have any errors though, so I'm not sure. Maybe this will work. Okay, yeah, so I just messed it up a bit. So actually you do need to put not debounce. And now, as you can see, wait 3 seconds, and after 3 seconds have passed, it re-enables it. And you have your GUI. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. But what if you want your game to have like many of these, and you know, every time you have this giant script, in every trigger you have this whole script, which is not very reliable because it can make the game very laggy. So instead of just using this and going through the player, we can just make a remote event. So remote event, we can make it the name open. Okay, and we can actually leave this, but and make it other color. So this is trigger 1, maybe trigger 2. Okay, and this time let's change this up a bit. So instead of all this, so this is basically useless, we can put a local remote, or actually open, equals game get service replicate storage request child open. Okay, so now we can open. Now there are a few of these options, or actually two main options. So for a client is if you want to fire to only one player, so then you need to put player, and yeah, that's basically it, except if you have some kind of text, which I'll show you how to do later. So yeah, we can fire it to player or fire all clients, so then you don't need to put anything inside of here, or actually do, but you don't need to put the player. And for this I'll be using fire client only, because I'm the only person on the server and we don't need to fire to the whole server. And we can leave the debounce here, or we can just disable the prompt, but I will leave it like this. And we can actually make it print something. Print open fired, so we know that the remote event is fired. If we go to the output, we just make it something like this. Okay, and as you can see, we have the open fired. Yeah, so that works. Okay, so now how do we actually make this do stuff? Go to the custom GUI, insert a local script. You can, I don't know, you can leave it the default name, but I like to actually give names to the scripts, especially local scripts. And okay, so here you also need, you can actually just copy it. No, not that one. Okay, then this. here. What else we need? Yeah, that's pretty much it actually. Okay, and local frame equals script.parent.frame. Okay, so now we can. So this is that same remote function, remote event, and then open not onClient event connect function, and we can leave this empty. And yeah, as you can see, the AI already scripted it. So with this, yeah, that's basically it. What I wanted to do. Frame.visible equals true. So now this will make the frame visible with the remote event. And as you can see, it works, and it prints the open fired. So now we also want to close it. So then we could actually make a close button. So like this, we can add an aspect ratio, so it's always a square. We can make it scale and put, instead of button, X, and then maybe make it red or something. Yeah, that's a good color. And put maybe white. Okay, the font on all this doesn't really matter. It's not perfectly centered, but yeah, that's okay. Okay, so we can rename this close. So now we also of course need an if statement here. If frame.visible equals false, then do this. Else if, oh my bad. Okay, else if frame.visible equals true, then frame.visible equals false. Okay. Or actually we don't need this part, because this is the only open trigger. But I don't know, we can leave it, or we can actually make this toggle comment, or this is the shortcut. Except this one, we need the end. So basically, if you put the two lines here, this will just become a comment, and it won't do anything. It's like it's not even in the script. And now here we can add, actually first let's make a variable, close equals, no, we should actually put it beneath this, because we already have the frame variable, frame.close. Close.mouse button on click, connect function, we can leave that empty. And then we could actually copy this and make an end. Okay, so if it is visible, then it makes it invisible. So let's see if that works. And now yeah, we get the remote event and it's visible, and when we click on the close button, it closes. Okay, and what you can do, you could also make another remote event, call it close. And then you can have many ways of opening it and closing it and all that. So you can color this to like red. Okay, and now in the handler, instead of all this, we can just add another variable. Just copy it, rename it close button to this. Okay, and then close. So these are our two remotes, the open and the close one, which are inside of the replicated storage. And now we could actually make just a function for this, close. So now we can put this line here. So if the frame is visible, it makes it invisible. And we can just make it fire the function if it's clicked. Or we can also make a remote event, so close dot. Oh, we should actually rename it, or like that maybe. Oh yeah, okay. So it shouldn't have the same name, because as you can see, if we put the same name, the script doesn't treat it like, it treats it like the function, but it's not. So we should rename this to close function or something complicated. Now we can put onClient event connect function. Again, leave that empty, and then we can just make close function, and also copy down here since we changed the function name. So now this should work if we trigger this. And let's just change the script inside of this prompt. Can put this to close. Here, okay, and here, okay, and we can say close fired. Okay, so now we have many different ways of triggering this. First one is this with the prompt, and then we can close it, and we should actually open the output. And as you can see, with the remote event also works, and we can also close it. And then if we open it again, we can close it like this too. And it works, and it printed the close fired. So that's basically it, how you can trigger the GUI opening and closing. You can also add a click detector. It's basically the same thing. You can make another one of these. Of this here. So it looks nice. Okay. We can rename this to trigger 3, and this to trigger 4. Okay, and now you can add a click detector. We can add on distance maybe 20, so it's not too long. Okay, and this the name prompt doesn't really matter as long as you put the different input here. So mouse click will be the right input for the click detector, and it will do basically the same thing. So it disables it and it re-enables it. So this should work, I think. And yeah, as you can see, we can click on it. Okay, something. Oh, okay, yeah. So the click detector actually doesn't have a enable property. So what you can do though, as you can see, we have max activation distance. So we can change that. Equals to 0. And then here we can make it 20 again. So now it shouldn't give us any errors. Okay. And yeah, as you can see, it works. It even says open fired. So now we have this. That is basically, let's call it manual way of doing it. And I don't really recommend using this in big games where you have many scripts and other stuff and many parts that open the GUI. Then we have the remote function, click detector. Of course, we can close it with this too. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I can make a part 2 or something if you guys want that, or if you need any further explanation. Also join the Discord down below for all these scripts and other stuff, the videos I made before. And that's it, thanks for watching.